Jane, hi, I'm Linda Fagans, and I would like to welcome you to the Persuasive Pen podcast. And today we're going to talk about a subject that is trending, involves every corporate leader: AI, artificial intelligence, and the art of persuasion. Our world is increasingly shaped by technology, and AI is everywhere. Its presence is just everywhere. And the question is persuasive writing still necessary? And if so, why? And I want to address that. Now, this is in no way an exhaustive discussion. Is really just highlighting a few issues that I want to remind you that is important about AI and persuasive writing. We know that AI can analyze material at the drop of a hat. It's revolutionized how we've communicated. It's everywhere. It analyzes data, predicts trends. It even creates content. That's why many people have begun to wonder if it might replace human writers altogether. Now, my position is that you as a leader and professional must still hone, perfect your persuasive writing skills as a critical soft skill. As a leader, as one who wants to go up the corporate ladder. And yes, you must understand the place of AI, but it is a tool, not a replacement. The essence of persuasion is the idea of understanding the audience. Remember, I always remind you, who is your audience? Who's your target audience? Who are you talking to? What are their desires, their dislikes? What are their goals? What's their mission? You need to still understand those things. And yes, AI might help you to discover and find that, but the essence of persuasion is understanding that audience, crafting compelling arguments, and evoking their emotions. And while AI can analyze all the data at the drop of a hat, at the twinkling of an eye, yes, it can tailor some messages. It still lacks the understanding of human experience and emotions that comes from being human. Persuasion is about connection, empathy, and trust, credibility. So again, I say AI is a tool, not a replacement. AI is a tool to enhance, not to replace your human creativity and persuasion. It gives you some new tools to work with, but ultimately you are important as a leader. Your persuasive skills, your sensitivity, and your creativity. But because the final touch is that when you know how to hone and artfully and skillfully use various persuasion strategies and techniques to accomplish your goal of meeting the needs of your audience, the desires of your audience, with connecting with them to get them to accept your proposal, bring them in as a client, to initiate change or policy changes. One important aspect of the persuasive writing is storytelling. Stories have a unique power to persuade. They resonate with our emotions and experience, making arguments more relatable and memorable. I've told you that before. AI can generate stories, but I think they may lack depth and authenticity than those crafted by humans. Personal anecdotes and cultural experiences and genuine empathy are elements that AI, I don't think they can replicate as well. And these are the ingredients that make persuasive writing impactful and enduring. Also, what's important is the ethical considerations and trust. There are a number of legal considerations about the ethics of using AI. For example, I just drafted a book about 100 plus persuasive writing prompts for women leaders, and I want to file it to copyright with the United States Congress. The first thing they are now asking you, did you use AI? And you must be honest about whether you use it or how much. And there are even legal issues regarding whether it's plagiarism or is it copyright issues. And I'm not going to discuss that, but I want you to be sensitive and aware of those ethical considerations. Persuasion involves guiding the audience toward a particular viewpoint or action and wanting them to take action. It's the issue of whether AI-generated content can sometimes blur ethical lines. Trust is built through transparency, honesty, and accountability that you as women leaders have, and they cannot be replaced, nor should they be. And yes, again, AI can help break you into the issues. It's fast. It can also stir your thoughts to thinking, but it cannot replace the art of persuasive writing. For instance, in terms of the storytelling, take a nonprofit organization raising funds for a humanitarian cause. An AI can draft a compelling appeal, but you, the leader, can share a touching story about a family affected by that issue. Describe the struggles and triumph with truth and highlight the personal impact of donations. And that human element creates a deeper connection and may increase potential donors. Of course, some people will say AI can get to the point where it can imitate all that, and that's not necessary. Do not take for granted, as I already mentioned, about ethical considerations. For instance, in a political arena, AI can be used to generate persuasive campaign messages. However, without human oversight, there's a risk of spreading misinformation or creating biased content, not just in the political arena, anywhere. A human writer grounded in ethical principles can ensure that the message is truthful, balanced, and respectful. I have taken classes on how to utilize AI to analyze some data. I've also used it because I was excited about wanting to write to discuss information about women leaders and their courage. And I can't recall exactly what I put in. And it wrote this beautiful, compelling article or statement. And it mentioned 3 women writers who are addressing similar issues about courage and women in leadership and identify them. And I was just awestruck. I will tell you the truth. It cited their article and their name. Thankful that as an attorney, I always do my due diligence. You must do your due diligence. So I decided I better fact check. And you must remember, fact check whatever they give you is important for that. I was so excited, but it seemed so real how they properly quoted and cited these 3 books and the names of 3 women. I began to look for the names of these books and the 3 women, and they were nowhere to be found. Thank my training to always fact check and just me wanting always to be ethical and make sure whatever evidence I'm used that is true and has been verified. I kept looking, I could find it nowhere. I went back to AI and put in there, you gave me these 3 names, the names of these books, these authors, and the year was published, these articles. When I put it in, it says, AI makes mistakes. We probably made a mistake. These persons do not exist. Yes, it did. Oh, I'm not saying I haven't used it for a basis of generating my creative thinking and so forth, but I realize that we must be careful in persuasive writing and using it to back up your data or your evidence that you cannot do that. Just think if I decided, wow, this looks so genuine, so real, it's got to be. To the T, how they did the cites, cited the name of a book and the person's name. I could have been fooled by that and been embarrassed myself by putting this in my article, putting what they said in their article. Just want to warn you, yes, it's a great tool. While AI offers incredible tools to assist writers, the art of persuasive writing remains a distinctly human endeavor. It's the human touch that brings that authenticity, that empathy and responsibility. And you want to make sure that you're fact checking and that you see that AI is far from perfect. So you have to put it in its rightful place. And as I said, this is no way an exhaustive discussion of all the pros and cons and characteristics of AI. I just want to alert you to an issue about ethics, empathy, credibility, trust, and your value, the value of your voice in persuasive writing. Thank you for listening to this important issue. So, I'm Linda Fagans, your persuasive strategist, and thank you for listening to the Persuasive Pen podcast. Have a great day.